a conversion from the sideline to beat the Lakes 24 points to 23. Burner, this is going to be an entertaining match, mate. How do you see it going?
Absolutely. Terrigal have been strong, one of the probably the strongest team in the last 5-6 years, making another grand final, either 6 in a row, which is incredible. But Lakes have all the heart and passion. So I think the heart says Lakes and the head says Terrigal, but I'm going to go with Lakes.
We're underway. It's going to be a great game.
Good take there on difficult circumstances. Lanzini has it at the back. It's a scrappy play at the start here. The Lakes managed to secure the ball. Amopo gets it to McCombie. Takes a settler up. Amopo at the back. Seru makes the kick.
Seru could be the key here. Vainikolo with time to wind up, which is always difficult. Seru meets him and does a great job.
Well done.
Seru, I think, might be the key here for the Lakes. Plays an outstanding job as that link role between the forward pack and his back line, and really dictates and controls the game well. McDonald finds a bit of space, poor offload, goes forward. Yeah, so Bernard, I really see this contest being quite an interesting affair. I think Lakes on their day are certainly going to be good enough to worry Terrigal and to beat the Trojans. And Trojans have a lot of options and a lot of possibilities in regards to how they can dictate and control the game. So it's going to be really interesting to see. For those of you listening for the first time, Berner and Barthy, we do a podcast covering the Central Coast game. You can follow us through the socials on Facebook and Instagram, and get on board and tag us in a message, and we'll give you a shout out if you're watching the game somewhere. We've had our international shout outs for people watching us overseas, so thank you. And if you're away on holidays or whatever the situation might be, give us a shout out and we'll get in contact.
All right, Weber takes it up. Good run by Weber. Yeah, these two teams met a fortnight ago, and Terrigal running out what seemed convincing winners on the scoreboard. But this was just basically on the back of scoreboard pressure. That it was all evenly poised, but Terrigal took all their opportunities. And Adam Dankett, their number 10, was just phenomenal with leading the team around the park and putting them in the right position to play the game. So we'll see if that happens again. But as you said, Terrigal can hold their
dangerous.
play
Cornish is
just
through.
like this.
Cornish is through. Opportunity. Poor pass.
It's the second time now. Lanzini desperate, jumps on it. So running with ball in hand a lot more now, Terrigal.
Sniffing in and around the rucks, Jai Cornish. He's good opportunity there, a little bit of a loose carry. The Barcelona there.
Yeah, I think Barcelona Lupe has gotten the start there over Zach McGuinness.
Hutchison Walters clears.
Great
change.
Kick.
Sargent at the back to return.
Knocks it back. Good kick there.
Opportunities left and right.
Just inside his 22 there. Tim Poisi gets it.
I can think of a better person to kick it back to.
And he probably gets his just desserts for it. Goes to Logan. He's a great organiser, Logan.
Danger.
Raulini gets it out. Bure has it. So it's Tommy Cutty out there. Sabar trying to get it out. And Logan says, no thank you, I'll pass it. Barcelona, most beautiful figure and haircut in Central Coast Rugby, takes it up.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad option having Barcelona on the bench, bringing Zach McGuinness on later. Ball goes over, Calabria's head. Oh, State kept in play.
That's the Gotti with the ball. Good work here, Terrigal. It wasn't much of a blindside. He had about 100 mil to work with. Raulini takes it up. Penny Raulini, that is. VAR has it. Number 8 playing in the 23 jersey.
In behind, Dankett chasing.
They got Raulini here. A pretty even contest so far. As you can see, Lakes obviously always willing to throw the ball around, and they do so. And that's really the key to unlocking Terrigal's defence. Terrigal, a very, very well-structured side. And, conventional play doesn't really work too well against them. So for Lakes to win this game and to be able to score or put points on Terrigal, they've really got a chance their hand and play with a lot of enthusiasm.
Good scrum here. First scrum of the match, Burner. How do you see it going?
Well, the Lakes have been dominant in their last couple of outings in their scrum. They've Terrigal and Arimba have had the two dominant scrums the last couple of seasons, but Lakes has really started to shove it on. I think Zach McGuinness is a big part of that. He's on the bench at the moment. Good scrambling tackle
outside
there.
Calabria's way. He's got a dodgy hamstring. Let's see how it holds out. Space. Needs to kick inside. Does. Covers coming across. Paul bounce. Hurst.
Good defence there by Tommy Cutty.
Great cover defence. Well done and well scrapped and cleaned up. Terrigal in trouble. Wrong side of the ruck.
They've got to get back here, Lakes. The whole Terrigal team's here and half the Lakes team's still battling to get back on side.
Chance
That's the Gotti.
Dankett with space and time.
Yeah, don't want to give him that.
Well, cover defended there, Vasagotti. Cover defended, line speed up and chasing his own kick.
Penalty here. Entering the ruck from the side.
What do you do here, Burner?
I think I'll take the shot. Settle the nerves. You're 6 minutes in.
Minute in, and that's exactly what they'll do.
It's nice and hot out there as well. So Terrigal's game plan last time they met was to really slow the game down and just play field position, which actually worked quite well into the Lakes' favour because they gave their big boys a bit of a rest. But we'll see how they work it today if they want to run the ball around a bit. Hot conditions, so that's probably what I'd be doing.
Yeah, 6 minutes into the match, Burner, I'd probably be a little bit inclined just to kick it out, test their line out 5 metres out, and have a crack at them this early. But I also understand you never turn down points in a grand final.
And you got Adam Dankett's boot, who will not miss this kick.
Send your complaints, courtesy of Kane Byrne. Sneaks it through, 3 points to nil. Terrigal after 6 minutes of play.
Well, Tony Fury, our referee for the day. Our assistant referees are Scott Thornton and Kate Thompson. And Barthy, we've made a bit of a fuss of the assistant referees the last couple of weeks.
We have, yeah.
Do you want to tell the viewers what we're expecting from them today?
Well, we're expecting a good clear 9 degrees when the arm goes up for lineouts and touch where the ball's gone over and touch. We can't have any of this sort of laziness, 70, sort of 60 degree mark. That right or left arm has got to be clearly vertical, and that right or left hand, that opposing arm, has got to be clearly horizontal. We need to see a clean, sharp 9 degree angle from the assistant referees today.
And these two have obviously got their grand final appointments based on that. Just beautiful.
Isn't it pretty to watch, isn't it? I just got so distracted. Sorry. When a man that good looking gets into some space and starts to wind up.
Yeah, I think it's a penalty for touching the hair then at Barcelona.
Yeah, it's fair
Didn't
enough
see the
too.
signal.
I think it was for Terrigal not rolling away. And look, let's be honest, Burner, when Barcelona lands on you, you're not rolling anywhere, are you?
Let's have a look at the snap of the flag here.
Hutchinson.
Oh,
Walters.
that was a good flick.
Good.
Beautiful flick.
Great kick by Hutchinson Walters too. And puts the Lakes onto attack. What are we about 15 metres out. Just remember, if you're watching us and live streaming, give us a shout out and tag us on the Instagram, B&B Unplugging Central Coast Rugby.
Yeah, we just had one come through from Steph Lamb, watching from London, cheering on her sister Ash Lamb, and now cheering on Ash's fiance Sam Kenny, who's playing in the number 7 jersey from Terrigal. So hello, Steph. Thanks for getting in touch.
Good on you, Steph, and hope London's not too cold for you at this point in time, because it's a lovely, sunny and warm day here on the Central Coast. Beautiful Central Coast Stadium.
We've also just heard from ex-Wallaby
and member of the Central Coast International 15, Burner.
Yeah. And Western Force legend Matt Hodgson. He's watching the Mighty Sharks.
The Lakes are in. So
are they? Whoa!
We'll get back to Hotto in a sec. The Lakes are in. Can't see who scored. I'm hoping it's Barcelona.
We'll see who gets the bum pats here.
No,
Looks like Tim Poisi.
Poisi. It wouldn't surprise me. He's had a strong semi-final round so far. So Lakes try 5 points to 3 in the first 10 minutes of the match. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Back to Matty Hodgson, Burner.
Yeah, mate. Well, it's not every day a Wallaby gets in touch with the podcast, so we do have to celebrate it. So he wants to make it clear he was cheering on the Sharkies, and he's staying, but he's not staying for the blue filth, is what he's made very clear.
Come on, Matty, don't be like that. You're above that now, mate. You've represented the country. That means you represent the filth too.
I think Matty be pumped up with that try. Thanks for getting in touch, mate.
Tim Poesi, Lake 5, Terrigal 3, the conversion to come.
Good opportunity here for Hamopo. Important kick. It's only early in the match, but good for your confidence. Get it through the sticks. Take the rest of the match on. Looks good. Looks good. Looks
great
fantastic.
kick. I really didn't want to mock him there. I was about to say he's been so strong with the boot the last couple of weeks, but I've bit my tongue and he's got it through. So
that kick was so good. Scotty Thornton and Kate Thompson, assistant referees, gave their flags a little bit of a wave in celebration.
Beautiful.
Dankert to get us underway. Deep kick.
Nice kick.
Confusion at the back. Seru. It's not a bad kick by Seru. Sets it out about 45 out.
Kate a bit subpar with the raising of the arm.
It's a little bit lazy, wasn't it?
So Scott winning the battle of the touches at the moment.
Does Kate have a pedometer on her left arm?
I think so.
Or is it her iPod listening to some tunes?
I think she's listening. Lakes get it here. Hamopo takes it up. Yeah, I think a bit of Lose Yourself by Eminem. As Logan puts it up the back. Oh, Barcelona chasing as well.
I would have rolled myself out too if Barcelona was chasing.
Oh, and the dummy by the big fella. I don't know if it was a dummy. It was more of a hip thrust. There was no movement of the ball at all. Well, Lake's well on top here.
Absolutely.
They're really pressuring Terrigal.
The important thing here for the Trojans is to sustain this pressure, because we've seen it in all semi-finals match. The Lakes have been outstanding. Poesi, good strong run, and whilst they're full of win and vigour, which is brilliant, you just got to maintain the damage on the scoreboard. Strong defence by Will McDonald. VAR.
Lenzini from the back takes it up. The combi. Inching closer here. We're a bit too far out for
We'll be inching for a while, Burner.
Yep.
I might take myself out to the loo and come back in half an hour and see if they got closer.
No, they're out. Barthy, we're back on.
Right.
Tamata shoots out of the line.
That's the Warbles.
Shuts down any backline play. Tony says that's okay. Gets up and plays it. McCombie has it, the captain. Dummies to Hamopo, takes it himself. Over the ball there, Terrigal. They give away a penalty.
Shots on offer, Burner. You
definitely
have to take the points. And rightly so, the captain says we'll take the points. Thank you, Tony. And Hamopo takes up for the shot. He's been pretty stolid early. Great kick from, and they're the difficult ones that he kicked over early, Burner, the ones that are about 15 in, 20 or 30 out. But the ones that you think they should get, they generally tend to be the difficult ones.
Barthy, hold up a sec. Can we have a look about 6 metres behind Logan, the haircut on the water boy?
Right, so your viewers at home, at the kicker, who's taking a step back. Young fella there in the North Lakes attire.
He'd been Logan's ear, so mate.
Number 4.
Yep.
I'm hoping he's Barcelona's son. I hope so.
You should be able to get both of them in the shot, I think, hopefully.
I hope so.
Look, and he's just saying just the white things.
Yeah.
Just knock it between those two,
That's
mate.
it. He's done it. Good coaching by the young fella,
Yeah,
number 4,
brilliant.
the T-boy.
Yeah, well, right choice of tee as well,
Good.
obviously. It comes down to his selection.
Great speed with the removal of the T2. Good on you, young fella.
A bit of
Great
drag
job.
with that thing, wouldn't it? Jesus. It's amazing. All right, Adam Dankert looks to get us underway quick. Really trying to push the game here now, I think, Terrigal.
Not a bad option in this heat too. Played at a bit of speed. Hutchison Walters. Good kick.
Well, I think that's really what they need to do, Terrigal. They need to push the pace against the Lakes, run their big boys around.
And I actually think it's not a bad option by Hamopo, the coach, by Marshall, that is starting Barcelona, because Zach McGuinness coming on, he's going to give you long meters, long minutes, I should say.
Yep.
And great rugby player. And he's Barcelona, it'll be good. Get you underway the first 15, which he's been serving. It wouldn't surprise me to see McGuinness come on shortly.
Terrigal on the charge here. To stick to their structures.
Is that a substitution there? Francis Brown on.
Yep. He's run over the top of VAR, which is not easily done. Right, Danke gets it out. Tamata has it.
Steps up, beats, offloads well. Space. Back, he's gone into touch. There's Ethan McGuinness there.
Yeah, I think he's seagulling a little bit too far out there.
Seagulling out on the wing. One of the great seagulls, Ethan McGuinness. Mate, when you've got a hooker that can run as fast and nimble as he is, that's almost understandable. But opportunity missed there by Terrigal. Good cover defence by the Lakes. Just as we set the line out here, Hamopo gets, VAR gets whacked from behind, but that's okay. Logan Hamopo offloads.
I don't know how he got that away.
Seru, and he will settle it down as the ball goes into touch. Shout out to Dennis Raft, a former Terrigal Trojan great, who's now living the life of a family man and looking after kids and all that sort of stuff. Great human being, and he's watching the live stream as well. So Rafty, it's a good servant to not just the Terrigal Rugby, but Central Coast. He was a New South Wales country representative, and better than all that, Burner, he was a great human being and still is a great human being as well. So Rafty, great to have you watching the call. Don't know if that's straight, but
Scrappy line out again here from Terrigal.
Yeah, I don't think it's straight. Neither does Tony Fury. So let's scrum it down.
They're pressuring well here, Lakes. I also like the Terrigal's tactic on Lakes' ball. They've got Ethan McInnes at the back of the line out, and as soon as that ball's released from Lakes' hands, he is just charging at whoever's standing in the 10 position, which is really shutting them down. So it seems to be working well, but what Lakes are doing against Terrigal is obviously working better.
One of the advantages of having a light-footed hooker, I can tell you now, mate, most of the hookers I played in my day and played with and against, not too many of them were light-footed.
All right, so Lake scrum. 35 metres out from their own line. Tony blows it up. What do you reckon he's saying to the front row here, Barthy?
Who? Sorry, mate, I've been distracted. I can't watch.
Tony Fury. He's just called a reset.
Tony Fury, for those you don't know, from memory, was an old hooker.
Was he?
Yeah. Long time ago.
Back when you played.
No, but up yours, Burner. As the scrum goes down, he says we'll have it again. Just a quick shout out to Brains and Lynchy. They're on holidays with their family up in Fingal Bay, live streaming the match and watching up in the beautiful Port Stephens area. So Brains and Lynchy, great to have you on board, and thanks for your support.
Also, shout out to the Rimba Rugby Club. They're all at the pig pen. They're watching the game via the live stream. Unlucky not to be here after going down the Lakes last week, but a great season all round for Rimba. So shout out to all the boys there. Look like they're having a good time. I sent through some photos on the socials. Well done, boys.
Seru now steps inside, makes nice meters, gets through the Kenny tackle. Oh, good defence. Tony says no, it's high defence and that's illegal. So penalty to Lakes. I like the look of the Lakes so far, Burner. 20 minutes into the match, they're going strong.
They are. So if you're watching the Lakes for the first time, they've had a bit of an issue in the final series. They haven't really had it all year, but they've had a bit of a problem in the final series in that they'll play really well for 70 minutes. And the last 10 minutes, they will fade. And it's cost them one game, and it's nearly cost them two. Nearly cost them against Rimba last week. They scored a couple of points late, so they'll really have to just watch that. They need to get a commanding lead on the scoreboard.
Great up in defence there.
Brilliant from Amopo. Real feature last week.
All good. That is a perfect kick.
Great kick.
Absolutely beautiful kick. Weber doesn't find touch. Finds Amopo, who should look to find Raulini.
Well, he's got
Finds Seru. Seru will find
Hutchinson Walters.
Finds Raulini. That's who you want to be finding. Beautiful pass.
Vasagotti has it. Gets tackled. Back to Hutchinson Walters. Back to VAR. VAR will settle it. All his experience coming in there.
A little bit high.
We've got a nice pod system working out here to the right. Lakes. There he gets it.
Oh, intercept! Calabria's through. They won't stop him. He needs to be careful of that hamstring.
Brilliant stuff by Terrigal.
He has just snuck it in.
Dylan Calabria. Well, Lakes had everything going for him there. They had numbers out wide, and Calabria just steps up, makes the play, gets it. All the Lakes players turn around, look at the referee, and saying surely he is offside. And Tony says no, and Terrigal sneak a try.
Dylan Calabria is one of those players who's quicker over 10 metres than he is the rest of the field. He's quite surprising. He gets in behind the line, and he's one of those blokes that you love to chase down because he looks faster than he is. There's dead set a manhole in the middle of that rugby field because he's popped out of nowhere and taken that intercept and beautifully run 50 metres, 60 metres to score that try. A well-timed intervention by Dylan Calabria, who I might add today, Burner, is playing his 100th game. So
Congratulations.
Congratulations all round. Dylan Calabria gets the Terrigal Trojans onto the front foot. We have a 10-all scoreboard after 20 minutes into the match. And they'll be disappointed for that, Lakes. Look, I do need to just make a quick apology with my shout-outs. It would appear I was remiss of not shouting out to a bigger legend than the others, and that's one Nathan Vale, or Soup Bones, as he was affectionately known. One of those dynamic rugby players back in the day. He's about 147 now, so he was very, very good rugby player. He built like a drink of water, hence the nickname Soup Bones. And I can tell you one thing, one of the greatest things in my rugby career was never having to tackle those knees and elbows when he ran the ball. So he's up on holidays as well with a few of the others in the lovely Port Stephens. So Soup Bones, apologies for missing you the first time, but I've just got you then. Thanks for your support.
All right, Lakes get the pilfer here. They're on the attack. 30 metres out from Terrigal's line. Amopo spills at the back, but regathers. It's a messy ball at the back. Pick and drive there, all picked off by Terrigal.
Messy ball. Barcelona. Oh, very high, but gets the ground.
Well, Kara's just let us know the T-boy is actually the Hutchinson Walters brother and is not the son of Barcelona. Look,
sure?
I'm going to need DNA evidence of that because he's 100% the son of Barcelona. Thanks for getting in touch, Kara.
Ball's out. Francis. Oh, you never let a man who's that size of Francis Brown, when he's in space with the ball, you don't call the game up. That's poor refereeing, Tony Fury.
Yeah. You played the energy other way, don't you?
I don't care if he's offside. I don't care what's gone wrong. When a big man gets the ball in space, you let the game play. Lakes, rightly so, says we'll have the points. And good opportunity here just to settle the game down, get their heads back into the game. They've been dominating, and that timely intercept by Dylan Calabria and upset the apple cart a little bit. So Amopo now to settle the game back down, and Lakes, one would assume, will take the lead again. Well, it's been an exciting day so far today, viewers. Those who are just tuning in and listening and watching for the first time, quickly run through the scoreboards thanks to Aaron of Podiatry. The Lakes have won the under-19s match 23 points to 14 over the Avoca Beach side. In third grade, or President's Cup as it's known these days, we had Avoca Beach coming from behind to beat Terrigal 22 points to 21. In Premier 2, we've had a brilliant game, an exciting game. The Terrigal Trojans winning after the siren with a kick from the sideline to beat the Lakes 23-24 as that kick from Amopo goes over. And in the women's, we had Terrigal Trojans, I should say, beating Avoca Beach 22 points to 17, scoring after the bell. Terrigal quickly restart us underway. The score is 13 points to 10 in favour of the Lakes as this Premier 1 fixture on a beautiful sunny day here at Central Coast Stadium.
Yeah, really looking to push the pace, Terrigal. Any opportunity they get. Oh, you hate to see it.
Just kick it out, Frankie. Well, hope Tony blows the whistle. Because when
Yep.
you drop the ball as a fullback and there's no whistle blown,
And there's no one near you.
get rid of it as quick as you can.
Yeah, a bit of sun in the eyes there, I'm sure. Bernie Homopo's gotten in touch. So Bernie is the uncle of the Homopo brothers that are playing out there at the moment.
Which one? There's 100 of them involved.
Well, there's a coach Homopo, there's a halfback Homopo, and there's a flanker Homopo. Thanks, Bernie, for getting in touch, watching from Brisbane.
What I can say, Bernie, is every single one of your nephews, great human beings and great rugby people. So great to have your support from all the way up in Vegas.
All right, we've just got the name of the water boy. His name is Caden, so we're going to refer to Caden a lot during the call because he has the most beautiful haircut of any water boy I've ever seen.
Bar at the back, offloads for Mopo. Seru, back inside.
Hutchinson Malters takes it up,
Good strong.
loses the
medicine.
ball in the
Yeah,
tackle.
Loose carry. Disappointed there.
It's a bit rattled there, Latham.
Yeah, might have copped a bit of a knock there. He's a right good young fella. They get in around him.
So it's important to know that Lathan, who's a number 10 for Lakes, and also his brother Braden, who's in the 19 jersey on the bench, they both played in the 19s grand final. They both had a win over Avoca. So this is Lathan and Braden's second grand final for the day. So they'd be on a high after a good win this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. It was in many ways. It was a, I'm sure not to the Lakes, but it was an unexpected victory. Avoca Beach had been the benchmark side of the year, and Lakes got it done on the day, and that's all that matters. So pretty messy ball there. Picked up, nice little kick. Dan Sargent gets it. Still
brilliant.
going. Has support inside. Jinking.
Well, he's got to take it himself because they covered really well there, Lakes.
Yeah, Seru, beautiful. From the side, gets away with it, but beautiful running there by Seru, just getting in between the pass.
And then Dankett throwing the hands in the air.
I can understand
They
why.
go quickly here, Terrigal. They've gotta
Vayner
do
with
this.
some space. Must give early. Not sure that was on, but Calabria, space
Cuts
inside.
back inside.
Well defended, well covered. Plenty of numbers there, Lakes.
Well, this is where they're going to
Weber.
stretch him, Terrigal.
Eddie.
Good run.
Well, in their way there, and rightly so, they've been penalised. Weber, loose carry. Calabria. He's nowhere near the play. Wrong name. Dankett, I should say. Seru with the intercept. He's got a long distance to the try line. He's not going to get there because we're going to come back for the penalty.
Place in the 40-metre line.
What do you reckon Sam Kenny's saying to Tony at the moment?
Well, I think he's saying maybe he smacked at the ball, but look, I don't really know about that.
I actually thought he might have been saying, Tony, is this your 937th game? Or your...
How many games do you reckon Tony Fury's refereed?
Great games. I know it's very, very, very close to 700 to answer you seriously.
That is ridiculous.
Tony refereed me.
Really?
Yep, back in the mid-90s. So Tony's been around for a very long time, a wonderful servant to the game, and he's doing a good job so far out here. He's been inconspicuous. He's been...
That is brilliant.
He's been... I just want to know how Mopo thinks it's okay for the back rower to get to the ball before the halfback at the back of the scrum.
And Mopo says to Jai Cornish, let me play halfback. I'll go in there.
I think Tony's doing a great job so far. We're 30 minutes into the match or thereabouts, and he has been kind of inconspicuous. He hasn't been dominating the game, which is a sign of a good referee.
Yep, exactly.
He's managing the game well, so it might be game 100, and 700 or whatever it is, but he's doing an outstanding job so far. Good opportunity this here for Terrigal, an attacking scrum. Shout out to Les Island, Brent Rochester, and every other front rower who I've known over the years to tell me to stop talking about scrums. But ball back for Cornish.
Offload,
Tamata. Bit of light footwork, gets in behind Raulini,
brilliant.
scores!
Well, he's not an easy man to get around Machu Raulini. Rana Tamata makes light work of it. Gets around him to score in the corner. Terrigal take the lead, 15 points to 13. We have just over 10 minutes to go in the first half, kick to come.
Crucial blow for the Lakes, that try. Rana Tamata, just a bit of the light, fantastic. Catches Raulini a little bit flat-footed, just enough to get around him. and gets the ball down just in front of the corner post. So great job by Arana Tamana. Kick to come. You back him in or out, Burner? Adam Dankert.
That's a tough one. Into the sun, the wrong side. No.
So it's black dot.
Yeah, it's not that.
Viewers and listeners, at,
Spraying. I reckon
anything
spraying.
Burner has to say about goal king generally goes wrong. And
Told you. It's the one I've got right all year.
15 points to 13 sees the Terrigal Trojans leading the Lakes inside the last 10 minutes of the first half in what's been an entertaining game, a little bit of an arm wrestle, not in regards to the old school sort of bash them up the middle, but certainly both sides are feeling their way into it. Beautiful kick-off by Hutchinson Walters.
Nice.
They've let it bounce, the Trojans. Poor error.
Weber has it, settles it up midfield. The Mopo takes him on the shoulders, falls off. A couple of players fall off. Eventually taken by Seru. Sam Makara is sending the message, listening to us at home. Thanks, Sam. She says, up the Lakes. Hoping for a Lakes win as Adam Dankert clears the ball.
Beautiful kick. Great kick. And that was one of the strengths of his games when they met in the first semi-final. Dankert really controlled possession and territory with his kicking game. And one thing we spoke about in the podcast, Burner, is the importance of that ability of Adam Dankert and dictating and controlling where the Terrigal Trojans play. And wouldn't surprise me to see a little bit more of that leading into half time.
Yeah, I think they're pushing the pace a lot more than they were in that major semi-final. Just trying to wear them out.
You'd be mad not to in this heat.
Yeah,
line out one there by Kenny. Cornish at the back to Dankert.
So good steal there.
Colo in the centre of the field.
Strong as always. Hutchinson Malters goes to hold him up. Has to
Opportunity.
let go.
Tamana's in. The footwork still going strong. Raulini doesn't make the same mistake second time round. Ball at the back for Cornish. Offload. Dankert. Numbers are there. They're scrambled well on defence, Lakes. All even. They need to set it up, Terrigal. Ball to ground. Eddie. Settles.
Got Brown next run. Gets it to Brown. Takes it up.
Brown's never passing the ball.
Brown on Lupe.
Oh, what a man sandwich. Wouldn't it be great to be in the middle of that? Opportunity
Tamata
now.
has it.
Gives
it out.
Weber. Sargent for the corner. He's in.
He gets it.
He's in.
Does he get it?
He's in. He was taken high, but he got it anyway.
Tony says he gets it.
Great try.
Well, Terrigal take the lead now. 20 points to 13. 7 minutes to go.
This is going to be a very, very important last 7 minutes for the Lakes. They can't win it from here, but they can certainly lose it in this last 7 minutes. They need to be calm. They need to be patient.
Adam Dankert is 100% getting this kick. He would have learned from last time, and the radar is on, and he'll sneak it over.
They need to get back into their structures of the Lakes. Terrigal have picked the pace up. They're doing well so far. Taking his time. Well, I'll tell you what, Burner, what a great opportunity. What a great place to kick the ball again. Go to school on your last kick. You saw him just drag it across the front of the post last time. Let's see if he's learnt from that.
Can hear a Lollylegs chant quite loud.
How good's a good old-fashioned Lollylegs?
Brilliant.
Chewy on your boot.
Yep.
See if it puts him off. Taking his time. Strikes it. Looks better. And is better. Great kick. 22 points to 13 inside the last 6 minutes of the first half. Good contest we've got happening at the moment, Burner.
Yep. Adam Dankert says check out these Lollylegs. Slots from the sideline. Learns from the last one.
By 22 points to 13. Terrigal 22, Lakes 13.
So Terrigal now leading the Lakes 22 points to 13. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the first half. It's Hutchinson Malters. Gets us back underway. Puts it nice and high. Contestable kick. Joe Taylor knocks it back. Gets it back to Eddie. Good fend off there. Hamopo comes over and cleans up. Adam Dankett. The back telling his team where he wants to go. Looks like he'll clear this. He's in the pocket. And he clears it back. Peliviro has it here. Looks to Raulini, takes him on himself. Good run, settles at midfield. Still going here. Lake settle it. Goes to the back to Tyson Watani. Scrappy here at the back for Lakes. Trying to clean it out. Lanzini's at the back. Playing advantage now, Tony Fury for Lakes. As Raulini has it. Needs to get involved a bit more here, Raulini. His chances have been really limited, and he's the key to unlocking that Terrigal's defence. So it'll be interesting to see what Lakes do here, whether they go for the line out or they take the points. I'll definitely be taking the points. That's what they're doing. If they get this, it'll be 22 points to 16 with a couple minutes to go. As Caden brings the tee out. If you're just joining us, Caden is the tee boy. Much of Logan's goal kicking success over the last couple of weeks can be attributed to Caden's tee selection. And he's on the money again here today. Usually has a couple of choice words for Logan as well. Usually backs him in, tells him to calm himself, reassure himself, and then comments on the position of the ball. If he needs to adjust it a bit left or a bit to the right. But Caden's been on fire so far.
He could be the difference between the two, Bernard, to be honest.
There's no reason why he can't. He's influential.
When your mullet is that strong, it's hard not to be influential, isn't it?
How many years do you reckon that he's growing that? It's brilliant.
How old is he?
Don't know.
7?
Yeah,
8?
go with 7.
9? Amopo, turn around, run back. You've already got this through the post, champ.
You are horrible.
No, it's in. I can tell you right now, viewers.
Well, Caden's even looking away. Caden's not even going to watch. Routine.
That's it, done.
It's a routine Tuesday night.
Just didn't leave the boot well.
Caden won't be happy with that.
Send your.
Yeah, it's a Barthy, not me. So Caden runs off in disgust.
Sorry, Hamopo.
Mopo sprays it to the right. So the score is Terrigal 22, Lakes 13. We have just under 3 minutes remaining of play in the first half. Adam Dankett kicks it deep.
Oh, let's a crucial
Good
bounce. Let it
kick.
bounce. Yeah. Disappointing that. Probably was an opportunity there to attack the ball. But Veru let it bounce, and then Terrigal got the nice bounce there.
Well, I think that Lakes need to score here before. They need to get some sort of points before the half. I don't think they'd be happy going in with the 22 to 13 score lines, the 22 to 13 deficit. It didn't work well for them a couple of weeks ago, and they couldn't really claw the lead back. So it's not how they want to start with throwing the ball to St. Kenny.
Good to see Zach McGuinness on the field too. I probably would have had him on 20 minutes ago, to be honest.
Yep.
Good footballer, Zach McGuinness. He's got his opportunities now. Well run by McDonald. Opportunity now down the short side.
Tamata has it.
Tamata is played strong. Keeps his footwork light. Needs to give. Look out.
Hutchinson Malters gets off the line, shuts it down. Needed to do that as well
Numbers
because
out
that
wide.
play is right.
Goes without it. I don't know.
Was that the ball out or what?
I didn't have anything wrong with that. I think it's a knock on.
Okay.
It's an interesting passage of play. One Lakes player was helping up a Terrigal player. Another Lakes player whacks him in the back of the head with his knuckles. Let's call it even. A good bit of sportsmanship and a bit of dodgy play. But good scrum here. Last minute of the match, last minute of the half, I should say. Now the evergreen Mitchell Hurst hasn't seen too much action. Good strong body there in midfield. Going to need to work to shut down Seru. I'd be sneaking the short side here. I know it's open and a lot of pressure with Cornish. But I'll be giving Marley, here we go. I'll be giving Ralini as much space, and there he has his away.
Oh, good cover defense by
Well cover
Denkett.
defended, yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
I thought he'd smoked him there.
Gets out to McCombie. McCombie hands it off to Matt Lanzini.
Good contact.
Runs over the top of Josh Vernicolo.
That's not a difficult task. Extremely difficult task.
And Mopo to VAR. VAR strong as always, takes it in. Good defense, Terrigal. Out to Seru here. Puts in the kick. Oh!
Unlucky.
Well-
extremely unlucky there for
Well, for both sides, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's Seru for that kick not to go through, because I think there would have been a nice kick placed in the corner. Penalty to Lakes. Terrigal diving over the ball here.
Sealing off there, and you can see clear as day coming up. Dankert was the one who gave that away.
You can hear the siren there, so we're after the siren now. See how Lakes want to play this.
Why wouldn't you chance your hand burner?
Yeah, I'll be chancing my hand. I wouldn't be too happy with... No,
No,
get
you're
rid of
done.
it.
Interesting call that.
Well, that's probably a sign of confidence. I'd probably want to get a bit more. I want another shot of putting some more points on the board before that. But
Absolutely.
they might be confident going into the second half.
Yeah, I look, Burner, mate. If I was captain, I'd be saying let's challenge the line out. Whilst we've got the ball, we're an opportunity to score a try. But anyway, Lakes have taken the option to have half time. Sam Kenny has a chat.
But it is, but it's absolutely, cheese is absolutely incredible.
That's all good. Hutchison Walters to get us underway in the second half of the 2020 Grand Final. A little bit more patience required for the Lakes.
So Tim Poisi on here. Lupe Barcelona is off. Zach McGuinness is on the field. A couple of changes in the front row. Eddie has it, takes it up, skips around Rehana.
Oh, breaks 2 tackles.
Gets through Lanzini and VAR, which is not easily done.
Colo at pace and depth. Great run. Met beautifully by McGuinness. Oh, I don't know if that pass was on there by Kenny.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and he knows it. That's a poor start to the Trojans. Need to be better than that.
I'd like to see the Lakes here with a lot more energy. Celebrate the little wins they have over Terrigal. I think that's the way they get themselves back in the game. Down by 9 at half time. It's definitely not a huge score to be down, but we know that Terrigal can just chip away at that scoreboard. They're so good at doing it. So
Lakes need to be the first to score, Burner. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And I don't care whether it's 3 points, 5 points, or 7 points. They need to be the next to register points on the board. Mopo to feed the scrum. Goes down. Tony says, let's have that again. Now, Poisi's back on there, Burner. Barcelona has been replaced. So, Poisi and McGuinness are the front rowers for Lakes, which is, I think, the best combination they have.
yeah, and Poisi ended up on his back at the end of that scrum. So I'm not too sure how that worked out. The late scrum has been very, very strong. Good pressure from
Good steady
McGuinness.
platform. Rowlini.
Merlini has it. Skips.
Oh,
Gets
and
away!
through.
Gets away!
Rowlini
Merlini!
on the sideline.
Got him on the inside. He's going
Steps
inside.
Try.
Well, we spoke about him. He's so dangerous. If he gets a little bit of space, he'll exploit it. Even if he doesn't get space like he had then, he'll just create it. And he's so, so powerful in the contact. And he can step about 3 or 4 meters each run. So beautiful player to watch and can create something out of absolutely nothing. And that is exactly what the Lakes needed. So Terrigal now lead 22 points to 18 with 2 minutes inside the second half. Kick to come.
He had absolutely no rights to score that try. Numbers were even, defensive patterns were set, and it was just the sheer skill, the stutter step, his speed, his strength to get in and behind the Terrigal defensive line, and absolutely fantastic work by Mac Rowlini. A brilliant individual try.
And up against some good defenders there as well.
Yeah.
And just brushed him aside.
That's just where you say too good. That wasn't a lack of numbers. That wasn't. That was just individual brilliance, and that's what Mac Rowlini is so dangerous, and why you can't afford to give him any sort of room.
Shout out to Daniel Poker. He's listening to us from home, and he says, up the Lakes.
Well, old Poker will be happy with that. Great try by the Lakes.
Got a pretty good view of this one, Barthy, from Logan. Caden obviously got a couple of words for him. Still chirping away, Caden on the sidelines. Very vocal to Logan there.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to keep my mouth shut now. Beautiful kick.
Shot.
Beautiful kick. Oh, and a little bit of a thanks very much for your support, says Hamopo as he runs back to his position.
Yeah, I think a couple of Terrigal players are trying to give him a bit of advice. He says, no, thank you. I've already got my own expert with me in Caden. And he says, no thanks.
20 points to 22. Lakes in with a sniff. Heavy into contact there, Cornish, the halfback for Terrigal. Stayed down after contact. Opportunity now. In behind go the Lakes. Patagossi.
Goes straight back. Tim Poisi has it. Takes it up. All right, Hamopo has it at the back. Throws it out. Lanzini has it. We need to get some numbers around the ball here. McCombie comes to the rescue. Hamopo has it.
Numbers here.
It's out to Seru.
Show steps inside. Still going strong. Still going. Offloads.
Macralini's got it again.
They've got some space and time.
Macralini again.
Needs to give. Doesn't. A little bit of a selfish play there by
Terrigal directly from the side there, and Tony Fury catches it. So he's not having any of that. Ethan McInnes.
Kati was
Penalty.
absolutely unmarked there, and they tried to do a little bit too much. Macralini there, a little bit selfish in that play. Should have offloaded to Kata, but anyway, Terrigal infringe and opportunity here. I'd be taking the points personally, Burner. 23 points to 22. Lakes are now leading if I was in charge of Lakes.
I would go the line out.
See what Hamopo does. He says, thanks for that, Burner. I'm going to take the line out.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I wouldn't go the line out is because I know Sam Kenny's been destructive when they want that ball at the back, but when you have a line out on the opposition line, it changes the way the opposition think because obviously the maul comes into play. So we'll see how Terrigal defend it here, but I'd keep the pressure on Terrigal at the moment.
That's what they decide to do. Waitini gets it right this time with his line out throw.
And Sam Kenny gets up as well. He's very disruptive today.
Ball slow. Well marked up by McDonald. In sight for the Trojans.
It's a mess at the back there.
Back to Poisi. Shut down well there. Low by Taylor. There's a couple of fishes out there.
Yeah, huge fish there by Hamopo.
High off the ground. They're within a metre.
I wouldn't mind, if I was Lakes, I wouldn't mind getting held up over the line here. Hamopo goes low, but Terrigal shut it down. They really need to drive over here. There we go. Try.
Done.
We'll see who gets it, who gets the bump pats. Tim Poisi again.
Strong.
Throws the ball in the air, gets the hugs, everything.
You're not gonna stop a body built like that when it's low. The body height was brilliant, and he drove straight over the line. And great try. Lakes now take the lead, 25 points to 22, with a kick to come. Exciting match. Still plenty of time.
What a start at the second half to Lakes. They needed to score. I think if Terrigal score and Terrigal take it out to 29 points to 13, I almost think that's game gone for Lakes. I think it's hard for them to claw that back, but mentally, 2 quick tries here, but they need to keep the foot on the throat. They can't let up. They need to keep the pressure on Terrigal. They need to keep running around, keep posting points on the scoreboard because Terrigal are not done at 22 points.
Important kick this. I'll keep my mouth shut again because
No, you can talk up. Logan has 100% got this.
What have you done, Werner?
Oh my God.
What have you done? Oh my goodness.
I thought that still snuck in the other upright, but obviously not.
That's why I kept my mouth shut.
All right, apologise to the whole Lakes Rugby community. Budgie boy, every suburb up that way.
As we discussed on our podcast, Werner, from Budgie to Baddo Bay, that's who you need to apologise to.
Lanzini takes it off the kickoff. Hamopo throws it back.
Wouldn't mind seeing Sarah with the
Good
ball.
kick here. Contestable.
Oh,
Webber makes a meal of it again.
I'd be kicking that again, Werner. I'd be doing that same kick again. I was just about to say, I know circumstances and position of the field dictate that it's not not really the right option. I'd love to see Sarah with a little bit more front foot ball.
Yeah, definitely. I think he works so well with Hutchinson Walters. I know Lathan's wearing the 10 jersey and Sarah's wearing the 12, but I think Sarah really does direct this team around. But they both play very well together and both basically taking the playmaking duties.
Yeah.
Which is really good, and it also allows Logan, it frees him up that if he ever wants to control the game for halfback, he's got such a smart kick on him that he can just pin it wherever they want. But a good tactic, putting it up high to Frankie. He's dropped 2 of them cold now. That one a lot more pressure than he had on them before, but that's a tactic I'd be going with. Get a couple of the big Lakes backs running straight at him.
Terrigal attempt to disrupt the scrum. They don't. Hutchinson Walters.
Good fend on Adam Dankett. Where's he going to go? Gets in. Oh!
Ruins it, does Kenny. Offside, it would appear.
Yep.
And that's what Tony...
Well, Tommy Caddy's out here, screaming for the ball. We've got an injury on the Lakes player on the far side.
I'll be taking the points. Hutchinson Walters, the ball runner. I'm not sure if Kate is out to make a report or whether she's just checking the well-being of Hutchinson Walters. But great opportunity for points here for the Lakes. They would be mad, in my opinion, not to take them. Puts the game out to 28 points to 22. Those of you at home might say, well, that's still less than a converted try. But what it is, it applies a little bit more scoreboard pressure. It makes Terrigal have to convert the try they score if they can score. And it also was the difference in them winning the match last week against Arimba. I firmly believe, Berner, that they should be taking the points.
Yeah, I think I'll probably go in there. I think they are pushing against Terrigal and they've got all the momentum. And dare I say this, that should be a pretty routine kick for Logan.
You keep your mouth shut when it comes to kicking advice.
Looks like they're going for the kick here.
Bit of an ankle injury for Hutchinson Walters. It doesn't look good. This is going to be disappointing if he can't continue on.
Yeah, he's a big player in their team.
Yeah, he's played strong so far this half, or this game, to be honest.
He's been brilliant for him all year. He's been absolutely incredible, revelation for him, and still a Colt, still young.
Whilst I would take the kick, Burner, and I'd 100% have had the penalty, I love the confidence in Lakes.
Yeah.
And this is the dangerous Lakes.
Yep.
What you're seeing right now are the Lakes that you don't want to be playing against.
Yep.
This is the team that could turn around and put 20 points on very, very quickly. So
they need to put the points on quickly as well. I just don't think, as I said, Terrigal aren't done scoring. Terrigal in a bit of a lull at the moment. They're really on the back foot, but that's not going to be the case for the next 30 minutes. So that they'll get their ascendancy soon.
So with all the balls at the back, Ethan McGuinness does well to pull that in one-handed, and still rumbling his way up to the 18 metres out. Sets a nice platform. Cornish kicks it, keeps it in play.
Tom Caddy taken up. Steps
Caddy,
around, runs, he's away. Was brought down there by the Terrigal defence, but Lakes on the charge again. Lakes have the ball 10 metres out from the Terrigal line. VAR takes it up. Terrigal trying to take him over the line, goes straight to ground.
Watini.
So we need to get Logan out of there. He's been forced to clean out because his forwards are a bit lazy. So I think that is going to keep it tight here.
Well,
Tim Poesi has been their go-to in these scenarios.
They're making metres and they are extremely close.
Tim Poesi has the ball. He looks to go left. Is he going to get a hat-trick?
He's in. They're calling for it. Scotty Thornton is the man on the spot and says, no, it's been held up.
Oh, is he?
No, it's Scotty Thornton.
I thought there was a hand up.
Scotty Thornton says it's been held up.
Oh, I thought that Tony's put his hand in the air.
He was the man on the spot. Old Martini wasn't very happy, and Scotty Thornton, the assistant referee, was in the perfect position to make that call. And held up was the call, and scrum to Lakes. This is not over for the Trojans by any stretch of the means. Francis Brown takes the good old-fashioned, my shoelaces undone, I need to do it up. Buying a bit of crucial time for Terrigal.
Well, he's probably got a sore foot, and you know who could probably fix a sore foot?
Gus from
Yeah,
Arena
the
Podiatry.
team at Arena Podiatry obviously are great sponsors of the show. Gus and his team down there, obviously incredible. If he ever needs it fixed, he looks like he's okay though. But if he needs someone to help him out, Gus from Arena Podiatry would be the man that I'd be going to. As Logan looks to feed this ball into the scrum, 5 metres out from the Terrigal line.
Set it. VAR at the back. Ball. He's a little bit of a knock on. A little bit of a knock on there. Tony Fury, the man right there.
See, I like this from Terrigal. Really energetic, making their own energy here. They pressure the leg scrum. VAR with an uncharacteristic error at the back of the scrum. He scored a try exactly from that spot, just too quick out from number 8 last week.
Yeah.
And Rimba couldn't shut it down. He was just too fast. Looked to do the same thing there, but too much pressure from Terrigal.
We've spoken many times, Berta, about Terrigal's ability to dictate the pace of the play. I actually think the Lakes are starting to dictate the pace of the play.
Definitely.
And I think they're starting to control the game, which is worrying signs for Terrigal. Concerningly so here, we see Hutchison Walters is in the medevac. Obviously, his ankle is no good. He couldn't make the hobble all the way around, which is, he can hobble okay. So he's no good by the looks of things. He said it looks like his hammy snapped. So disappointing there for Hutchison Walters. He won't return by the looks of things. He's played a good game so far.
Well, mate, he said I've already won one grand final today. You guys can win the second one for me.
Cornish now into this ball. Stable base.
Good scrum, Lakes.
Offloads to the evergreen Hurst.
Danker to look to clear this. So Mopo drops back.
That's a nice kick.
Very good kick.
Penalty whistle has been blown and Lakes offside.
So look to improve the position here and get their own line out. Sam Kenny barking orders at the Terrigal players now, really trying to fire them up.
They need to improve here because Terrigal, if they're not careful, they're going to be chasing the scoreboard very, very shortly. They're behind at the moment, but they're not quite out of the contest. And I know that seems like quite a strange thing to say with 25 minutes to play. But the Lakes are really dictating the terms of this game, and that's a very unfamiliar territory for the Terrigal rugby side. Will McDonald up early. Sets. I'm not exactly sure what.
Yeah,
was that not straight?
The throw wasn't straight. It was a bit of a pet hate of mine. You got to call it. If it wasn't straight, you got to call it not straight. But if the Lakes aren't throwing a player up there, you just kind of let it. I would just let it go. That's me as a non-referee. Because I understand if they're both contesting the ball and it goes more one side's obviously a clear advantage for that team. But when you have a player that's not contesting, and in saying that, I probably think Penny should have jumped for that. I think they read that line out quite well. It's a favour to Terrigals to sort of walk in slow, and then Will McDonald charges to the front, and Penny read it pretty well. We didn't get the jump up there.
Well, refusing to pack the scrum there, Tyson Watini. Gets us underway quickly.
Sam Kenny takes it up.
A little bit isolated and is owned, and rightly so too. Too high into contact and was on his own. Francis Brown now. McGuinness, a little bit of space. Great work there by Tim Poisi.
So Vainakolo takes it up. Penalty here to the Lakes.
Great opportunity.
Penalty here to Terrigal. VAR, Lava diving over.
Good opportunity here for Dankert to find touch and apply some pressure. Currently the score, Lakes 25, Terrigal 22. 25 minutes just gone into the last 25 minutes of the match. It's been, the contest is increasing, Burner, which is exciting, and it's in line with every other grand final we've had today. Ball at the back for Vainakolo, strong run, gets Watini out of the way. Ball at the back, Cornish, gets pulled in by Siru, gets away with it. Eddie, high, contact, strong. Ball at the back, Cornish, offloads, Joe Taylor, a little bit high, gets in and around behind him, needs support, finds the clean out well. Cornish at the back, slow, back to Vainakolo. Is allowed to lay there. Not sure if that cutout was on. Sargent comes back in, gets shut down well by Seru.
Well, good pressure here from the Lakes.
The dog's breakfast here. Tony says, what's going on? We're going to have a knock on.
Lakes.
A little bit of gamesmanship by young Cornish.
Well, I think there's a bit of a chat now. James McCombie comes over, says, "Can you please listen to me? I have a different version of events."
Scotty Thornton says, "This is what I saw. I guarantee you it'll be the opposite to what McCombie saw."
It is.
And we have an illegal entry by Lakes player.
James McCombie says, "Please tilt your head."
Continuing on the same vein, and Dankert finds touch. 5 metres out, Terrigal on the attack. Need to get this line out right, the Trojans.
3 minutes ago, Lakes had the pressure right on the Terrigal line, and Terrigal have just played the patience game and have worked all the way down the field here, inch by inch.
Oh, line out is gone. I think there's a knock on there. So does Tony. And that's an opportunity lost by the Trojans.
The Lakes crowd's pretty rowdy down here, giving their team a lot of energy, and that's what the Lakes team needs right now. So the shoes on the other foot, they're now 90 metres away. We'll see how they react. See if they can do the same thing as what Terrigal just did.
Need to be mindful here. The Lakes need to set a good, strong base in that scrum, because great opportunity for the Terrigal to attack. An opportunity wasted with that line out, but an opportunity presented with the scrum. So Lakes need to be on the ball here and really set that solid platform. And good clearing, strong kick by Seru. Oh, messy feed. Ball's out. I was waiting. He could do with the blow on the whistle a little bit earlier there, Tony. Yeah, we could see it from a mile away that the ball was coming out the same channel. And it would stop this rubbish happening with players sort of thinking they can continue to play on. Terrigal have mouthed off, and rightly so, they've been penalised.
Is it for dissent?
Yes.
Because that is disgraceful in a grand final, whoever that is.
That's poor. That is extremely poor by the Trojans, because there's an opportunity presented, and lack of discipline, and shows the pressure that the Trojans are under. So,
well, that is just the pressure released just there on the Lakes.
Absolutely. Poor kick by Homopo, but it doesn't matter. He's gained 15 metres for his side. And rightly so, Tony's going to bring him in and say, "Oh no, we've got a substitution."
We've got a number 9 who's coming on the field.
That can't be Raulini.
For
Surely.
Penny Raulini.
Okay.
Well, Penny Raulini gets a rest. I hope he's injured, because I would not be resting him.
No. Ball,
That was
an ugly.
that was disgustingly good.
The ugliest line out you've ever seen go straight into VAR's hands.
He had his 2 lifters down, just didn't even jump, and got it clean in his chest.
Great throw by the hooker. Seru, beautiful pick up
Puts it
after
up.
a poor pass.
I would have probably would have liked a little bit further forward, put a bit of pressure on Frankie Weber again.
Bounces. Ball's tapped back. Weber's taken high.
Yeah, I think it'll be a penalty there, is it? Yep.
Points. You'd have to take the points, Burner, because
Definitely.
their line out has been abysmal. Their decision making in the last 5 minutes for Terrigal has been poor. You'd have to take the points.
Lineouts for both teams have been pretty rubbish. Defensive lineouts have been alright. They've been good at putting pressure on each other's lineouts, but yeah, the attacking lineouts for both of them are shambles. This is routine for Adam Dankert, this one.
Well, this will bring the game to 25 apiece if he's to be successful, and I think that's a great way to be with 20 minutes to go. Lakes have been absolutely outstanding. They haven't been run too much off their feet by the Terrigal side, which that's going to stand them in good stead for this last 20 minutes. They should have petrol left in the tank, and this is something that Terrigal, they've been kept out of the game. Marshall Amopo has done a brilliant job in coaching this Lakes side up for this game, because they've really taken that time and space away from Terrigal. Dankert's kick is successful, brings the score to 25 points apiece with 19 minutes to go. And by the way Terrigal played this game and how they've structured their platforms and their succession of phases of play, Lakes has still got plenty in the tank. They're walking for the kickoff with 20 minutes to go. They certainly haven't been run off their feet yet. Terrigal need to be very mindful that Lakes don't have too much in the tank in the last 10 minutes to go. Mopo.
Mopo gets
that could
underway.
be too big.
Oh, he's like cooked it.
No. That's not what you want. That is not what you want.
Mopo with a couple extra wheat bix for breakfast this morning. Too much power on that one.
All the subs coming for a run, warming up for Terrigal. I'm not sure if that's in your screen, but the entire bench is warming up. A few fresh legs perhaps in the last sort of 15 minutes of play.
All right, so scrum on the halfway line. See the pressure that Lakes can apply to Terrigal here.
I'd like to see Vaynerkolo here from the back of the scrum burner. Take the ball, run it to Mana. You got Cornish looping around.
Yeah, I think there we go.
Does.
You need to give Tamara
Space.
the ball, I think.
Mana comes on the inside line, but not there. Still allowed to lay there. Are the Lakes still allowed to lay there? McDonald. Good clean out there from Terrigal.
Eddie takes it up. Tries to get around Zach McInnes, does so.
Gets in behind. Need quick ball. Ball's quick. Cornish. Weber. Fends off. Still going. Taken to ground by McGuinness. Cornish. Dankett. McGuinness. Straightens McGuinness. Dangerous. Quick ball is good for Terrigal.
Brown tips it off to Eddie. Eddie gets the offload.
So
Ryan and Tamata.
All a little bit
Well
shuffle
tucking.
sideways there.
Logan and Mopo brings him down.
There's the quick hands.
Good hands.
McGuinness now into space. Needs to draw a pass.
Oh, he does he?
Great pass. Picks up. Great hands, I should say, but hands were better than the pass. McGuinness gives offloads again.
Gets
Inside.
inside to Dankett.
Out.
Good defence, good scrambling defence by the Lakes. Matthew Raulini, I think, in the corner there.
I think McGuinness tried to do a little bit too much with that ball. A little bit obscured from our point of view, respectfully. But looked like McGuinness tried to do a little bit too much before offloading, and the pass was poor, but the hands were fantastic by Calabria in his 100th game. Quick line out we have, and Tony says no,
Too
we don't.
quick.
And I wouldn't mind seeing that from a little bit of a different angle, because the opportunity there that didn't quite come to fruition for the Trojans. So well defended by Lakes. We have, it appears to be Tyson Watini, the hooker for the Lakes, down with an ankle problem. 16 minutes to go on the scoreboard. 25 apiece. Terrigal Trojans, 25. Lakes, 25.
Where do you see the game going from here, Barthy? We're completely locked in a grand final with 15 minutes to go. That's probably, if you were scripting the 2020 season, you've got the premier team, and you've got a team who hasn't been in the grand final in a long, long time, and you're locked. Scores are locked with 15 to go. Absolutely incredible. Where do you see the game going from here?
Well, if I was scripting the season, I'd be seeing a Lakes victory. That's what would happen if I was scripting the season. I'd be seeing the Lakes come home to a victory and see the Lakes win their second premiership in 46 years of the competition. And that's what would be happening if I was writing the script. But if I was in charge and I was Terrigal, and what I'd like to be seeing from Terrigal, I'd like to be seeing picking the pace up in the next 16 minutes. They need to play up-tempo rugby non-stop for 16 minutes. They need to trust and believe in their fitness levels, and they need to believe that they've got more in the tank to draw from than the Lakes. But let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Terrigal come away with some points just here. The Lakes players were all down their haunches then, and they've struggled to get back into play.
Great line
So
out.
Mopo takes it. Mr. Vicombi or Lenzani at the back. Mopo box kick. Gets it out. They've got to claw their way out of this, Lakes. They've really got to get, if they can get to the middle of the park, I think they'll find the confidence to really score some points. But at the moment, Terrigal are just applying that pressure. But
So viewers at home, if you're watching this, and hopefully the screenshot is what you're seeing, who wants to win this game? I think it's a dead heat if no one really cares, to be honest. So the first team to actually start getting their heads into, right, there's 15 minutes to go for us to win this premiership, I think might be the ones who win it.
Yep, Sam Kenny takes it to the back. Adam Dankett.
Calabria through, offloads, Weber to Sargent for the corner.
Oh!
Terrible, tripped over himself.
He's got white line fever. They've held it up in the maul here. Tony Fury says it's fine. Do you want to go for a line out? Or do you want to go for a scrum?
Either way, I'll be taking the line out. Quick line out has happened.
Goes to the assistant referee.
Scotty Thornton giving his opinion that says it's
Line
been
out.
taken out.
To Lakes. So number 9 on there for Lakes is Simon Abel. So I think with having him on the field over Penny Rowlaney, they're probably looking for someone a little bit more mobile, strong over the ball. It's pretty good over the ball, Abel.
Have to attack this line out, Terrigal. They don't. They didn't mark up. They didn't look. They didn't read. Seru clears and clears
That's
beautifully
a good
well.
kick.
That is
Great kick.
That is textbook passage of play by the Lakes Rugby. Beautiful line out. Terrigal didn't look to read and mark up. Cleared beautifully by Seru. Pressure's been released there, 35 metres out.
Well, see if they Will McDonald to the front here. Charging at the front, or they go to the back. If I was this Lakes line out, I would just be shouting at Terrigal right now. Zach McInnes and Abel at the front. We're going to the back.
Ball's good. Fainakola does well.
Good
Strong
run.
run. Seru falls off.
Good clean out as well.
Cornish.
Goes to
Eddie
Eddie.
strong, a little bit high in contact. Takes it down well. Cornish offloads. McDonald's isolated, needs support. Finds it in Weber.
Good contest here.
Cornish. Taylor. Again, contact, needs support. Over the ball. Well, good clean out there. Didn't quite catch it. Didn't quite catch who it was. Shooting from the line.
Got to make that
Descartes
tackle.
misses.
Got to make that tackle.
Tamata.
Especially on Tamata.
VAR, the evergreen, makes that tackle.
He's over. They tell him
Gets
to
up and
release.
says, have a look at the size of the fish.
Tony says, you're lying. It was not that big. Get out of it.
Correct. Points are on offer here, Burner.
Definitely be taken.
Mad not to. And that's exactly what the Terrigal Trojans do. But even still, I mean, I know I spoke about upping the pace of the game. I'd be upping the pace of the kick too. Within respect, obviously, you need to make sure the kick goes over. But trying to sort of wear down the clock to take the penalty, and you've also got to allow time to continue to play.
Yeah, the Lakes look pretty gassed out here, but they're calling on, and so did Terrigal. The Lakes calling on the crowd for support. The Lakes crowd complimenting Adam Duncan on his lolly legs once again. Francis Brown says, give him a little bit more.
Yeah, he loves it, says Francis. That's good. That's good. That's good, isn't it? That's great rugby. Great rugby. All innocent. Duncan says, thank you for the encouragement. And over it goes. So good rugby all round. Bit of fun. Bit of banter.
Terrigal.
You know what's been good? Last couple of weeks of what we had is there's just some good all-round rugby, some good cheering, and none of the rubbish from the crowd on the sidelines, which has been great.
Congratulations to all clubs involved with the lack of rubbish. It's something important that we keep in the game of rugby, and what stands us differently to other codes.
Oh,
Beautiful
great kick. Oh, just kept
Gets
in the
back
field
to
of play.
Labra.
Still a good kick.
Score currently, Terrigal Trojans 28 points to Lakes 25, as Terrigal take their ball from 25 metres out.
They're going to shut this down now, Lakes.
Will McDonald on his own, support comes.
They've got players out right if they want to use them.
They've got plenty of numbers. VAR stuck. Offloads.
3 on 1 here.
Fainakola needs to use his brain. Kenny's got some speed. Sargent outside him. Offloads beautifully. Sargent in space. Down the sideline. The cover comes. Sargent back inside.
Good tackle, Matthew
Beautiful
Rowlaney.
tackle. Rowlaney. Brilliant
They've
tackle.
got to get
By
back
his
here,
fingers.
Lakes. They have to get back. Brilliant work by Lakes. Brilliant work. Logan Amopo gets rid of it.
No one home.
Oh, if that stayed in the field of play, it would have been absolutely brilliant.
All sorts of danger there.
But still, well done, Lakes. Incredible.
Great passage of play, great desperation by Mac Rowlaney. Fingernail stuff on Dan Sargent. Unlucky not to break that last line of defence. So good rugby all round. Important throw for McGuinness. McDonald up early, gets it, offloads. Cornish. Vainacolo needs to wind up. Starts to. Oh,
Good
brilliant tackle,
Tim
Poesi. Beautiful tackle.
Brilliant stuff. They got the turnover here, Lakes. VAR comes in to solidify it. Logan says, boys, get in there. Let's get it out. Gets
Numbers
it out
for
to
Lakes.
Vasagotti. Gives it to Rowlaney.
Oh.
Goes behind him. They clean it up there, Lakes.
Lucky to get away with that.
They need to start settling it here.
Very lucky for that to be called back. Good disruption there. Not sure who it was, but he's getting a bit of a
I think penalty here to Lakes.
Well, no, it wasn't good eruption.
Yeah, Sam
And-
Kenny gives away a penalty for dissent. That's
That's Ethan McGuinness.
is it?
Yeah, Ethan McGuinness from the side and mouthing off. That is absolutely not good enough, and that has released the pressure valve for the Lakes. Ethan McGuinness needs to do better than that. He needs to do a lot better than that in the last 10 minutes of this match, because we've seen it. There's been a script written across all grades throughout this semi-final series. We've seen teams collapse mentally and just start the nonsense, and it's cost quite a few sides games in the grand final. And look at this, Burner. They've marched probably 60 metres up the field. So great opportunity now for the Lakes. I'd like to see a little bit more positive body language if I was being a Lakes supporter.
Yeah, they've got to really get themselves. So we spoke about the start of the game. It's the last sort of 5-10 minutes that Lakes sort of fall away.
Great
They really
line out.
need the energy of this
Moepe.
grand final to drive them home. Tim Poesi with a strong run. Well done.
Opportunity here.
Right, they've got to ride the momentum here, Lakes. Or they could get held
need
up
to get
and
left.
taken down.
Need to get it left, and need to get it left now.
I think they've... Looks like they'd pill for that, Terrigal. No, Lakes have got it. If they can get it left...
I can tell you now, Bernard, I can see a Lakes victory coming here. I can see a try coming. I really can.
You watch a Terrigal pill for.
No,
Advantage to Lakes.
Advantage. Mad not to take the points.
You got to get it out, don't you? You got to get it out wide. Vasagotti.
Disappointing. Have to take the points.
I wouldn't have cut there. You get
Here we go. What happens?
What do you got? You got to get points.
You have to take the
You
points.
have to take the points.
Just for a few moments there, I thought a few of the wrong players were shouting to get the ball. The last thing you want is a prop with the ball with a quick tap. Good decision. Smart decision by Lakes. Opportunity to level the scores, 28 apiece. And by the time the kick has been struck, they'll be inside the last 7 minutes of the match. So great opportunity here for Hamopo to even up the scores.
But Athena tuning in from WA, saying, "Go hard, Lakes. Much love, Auntie Honey." Not too sure she's Auntie Honey too. But Athena, thanks for getting in touch.
Well, they've got a few fresh legs on the bench, Terrigal, and might be a good idea to start to use them in this last 7 minutes of the match.
Athena's husband played in the last, was getting in touch with us. Her husband played in the last grand final victory for the Lakes, which was in 1998.
And so
Sam
Honey,
Tapuve.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I believe Honey's husband was Sammy Tapuve. He's absolute one of the greatest human beings you could ever possibly meet. A brilliant number 8 for the Lakes, and just Burner, I tell you right now, you cannot meet a nicer human being than Sammy. He was still is an absolute champion. Haven't seen him for a long time. But Honey, pass on my regards, Barthy, to Sammy. Great man, and a great man at Lakes Rugby.
Who do you reckon her 3 nephews are on the Lakes rugby team?
Her nephews.
Yep,
hang
she's
on,
got-
sorry.
she's got 3 of them.
We're back on here. High tackle. There's no point waving your arms around the air, Dankett. That was dead set high. And, and there's nothing wrong with that penalty. A little bit of frustration coming in here for the Trojans. They need to mind that and need to get their heads back down into the match.
Well, they've got all the running here, Lakes, and they really need to capitalise on it. They can't afford a mishap from here leading down.
Oh, that
And
kick hasn't
that's the mishap.
That's no good. Frankie Webber needs to find it and move the space, move the ball.
Well, they've got to get out of here.
Goes good. Dankett, right man for the ball. Kicks, needs to settle. Sits beautifully and finds touch.
Dankett.
A run to Marta needs to be smart. Keep his distance. That didn't go 5 metres, so Tony says it doesn't matter. Play on anyway. Maybe it doesn't have to go 5 metres in a quick line out anymore.
He says 5's just a number. Don't worry about it. Get it out to McCombie. They've got to set themselves. And Mopo gets it. Absolute Harbour Bridge pass, but he's going to put it out. It's a good kick. They've got to rush up here, Lakes, because Adam Dankett can go quick. Good stuff.
Wouldn't surprise me here, Bernard, to see Terrigal just control a little bit of possession, slow the game down a little bit, and almost play for a penalty.
Yep, I agree.
Just a couple little short balls, go in and around, keep following the same phase of play. and catch that Lakes player coming in offside. Got to get the line out first, which they compete well. Offloads, Cornish, Dankett. Back to Sargent with some space. In behind Sarevi.
Played well today, Sargent. Tamata has it.
A little bit isolated here.
You can't give him ball. The ball's gone back.
They're at 6s and 7s at the moment, Terrigal.
Weber settles it up.
Ball at the back. No one is controlling it for Terrigal at the moment. Popo, sorry, not Eddie, in. Ilikana Laupola.
Sam Kenny takes it up, goes to offload, thinks better, holds onto it.
Good decision not to pass.
McGuinness takes him. Goes out to Cornish, gives it to Tamata.
Tamata still going strong.
Got to shut him down. Be a real game breaker here for Terrigal. Gives it to Will McDonald.
Timed beautifully, Zach McGuinness. Great shot.
Cornish gets it out. Ethan McInnes.
They got
tackle there.
Massive
Simon Abel.
numbers out left now. Massive numbers for the Trojans. Steps
Adam
for the
Dankett
field
has
goal.
it.
Dankett, field
Going,
goal.
gets it. Oh,
He has
turns
it.
straight away.
Adam Dankett, field goal. 31 points to 28. Terrigal Trojans over the Lakes Rugby Club.
Well, if you
3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Still game on.
If you want body language, Terrigal are winning this game because as soon as he did that, the whole Terrigal team turned and chased. Lakes are still trying to get up there. Lakes have 3.5 minutes to win this game. Terrigal leading 31 points to 28. Terrigal lead by 3 points.
Beautiful kick
Ball
off.
goes.
Great
Sam
pressure.
Kenny takes it.
Brilliant pressure by Simon Abel. Great pressure.
Unfortunately, the rest of the Lakes team wasn't there. You can see here Tim Poise is about 20 metres behind play. I don't know if he's trying to receive a box kick or something, but he really needs to get into that line.
Oh, crikey. What has happened there? He's got away with it.
Yep.
Somehow he got away with that Homopo. So, well done.
I'm going to play down here for Lakes. I don't know if they're just... No, he's down.
That's no good.
Yeah.
That's no good.
I think then what?
We've been in a bit of strife here.
Yeah. I think we could need a stoppage. Adam Dankett doing the right thing here, signalling to Tony Fury.
Yeah, we've got some problems here, Tony. We need the game called, please.
Adam Dankett doing a really good thing here, even though Terrigal had the ascendancy.
It's great show of sportsmanship here by Dankett. I'm not sure who is on the ground. Might be Zach McGuinness as a guess.
I think it's Matt Lanzini, actually.
Okay.
I can't see him. No, sorry. Is that Matt Lanzini out there? Could be. Yeah, Zach McGuinness. Could be right.
With any luck, he's okay. Well done, Adam Dankett there, who's looking after his well-being and welfare, and hopefully he's okay. A bit slow to his feet, but clearly he needs a bit of time. He can't continue this match.
As I'm fine. My lungs are on fire. My legs are sore.
Not too many rugby players say, I want to come off. So Zach McGuinness is an absolute warhorse of a player. He's ready to go and pack into the next scrum. He needs to be substituted off immediately. And this is one of those positions, Bernard, where you don't worry about what the protocol is, where the players are allowed on and off the field. He needs to be dragged off the field for his own safety.
Yep.
And well done, that has happened. Unlucky for Zach McGuinness.
Matt Lanzini comes off as well.
We're inside the last 2 minutes, inside the last 3 minutes. We have 2.5 minutes left on them to go. Terrigal leading 31 points to 28 against the Lakes in what has been an entertaining game. It's been a tussle from one way to the other. Scoreboard has never really blown out, which has been exciting. Terrigal have an opportunity now with the ball, 40 metres out from their own line, 30 metres, and I'll get it right eventually.
Well, Barthy, with such small time to go and the score's so tight, these are the kind of stories that you tell for years, isn't it? You're up by 3 or you're down by 3, how you come back and you win the game or solidify the game from here.
Great disruptive scrum by
and which players are
Lakes.
going to stand up in these last couple of minutes.
I tell you about telling stories for years is Terrigal player Brent McGovern kicked a field goal in the 2000 grand final, and he's been living off that for the last 20 years, and we've just had Adam Dankett do the similar thing. So if Terrigal go on to win this, that might finally quieten down the Mungo's field goal of 2000.
Well, Terrigal with the ball, not in any hurry to get it out of that back of that ruck. Jai Cornish gets out to Dankett. Dankett just puts it just nice easily in. Vasagotti has it. Gets it to Macho Raulini.
Wrong person to get the ball.
Yep.
Raulini still going.
If I was...
Still going, Raulini.
Got to get down.
They need to spread out. Lakes have to get the ball to the right. Have to get it right. They don't. They stay tight.
Well, the Lakes players must clean out this ruck. There's a lot of them there. Macho Raulini.
Minute to go. You cannot give away a penalty. And that's all the Lakes need to do now is just play for the penalty.
They need Macho Raulini out in that back line, I think.
They've given the penalty away. They have given the penalty away. Opportunity for the Lakes. They can do whatever they like. Chance their hand, kick across field, whatever it takes. A chance for them to win the game.
Macho Raulini and letting him work his magic.
Absolutely, you would. You're under advantage. Seru shows, takes it into contact, still under advantage.
Oh, he comes back for it.
Says no, they have to take the shot. They have to take the shot. They don't. Mac Raulini takes a quick tap, steps inside, tackled.
Well, they're going for the win here, Lakes, and they've got a penalty advantage again. So got another shot at it here, Lakes. And Logan screaming at his forwards there.
Have to take the shot, Burner. Well, they can't take another quick tap anyway. Have to take the shot.
Where do you go from here? Do you back Logan in? What pressure to level the game here for Logan Hamopo?
We're going to have a scrum. It's all or nothing for the Lakes. That's all or nothing for the Lakes.
I'm not a goal kicker, and if I was Logan Hamopo, I would saying there's no chance at all that I'm kicking this.
We're sitting just behind the coaches of Lakes, and they were screaming for the shot. So the players out in the field have said, no, let's scrum, let's back our hand. I know several of the coaching staff wanted the shot. So anyway, let's see how we go.
Let's go, Lakes. Lakes down by 3 points. Time is up.
Perfect opportunity to chance your hand. This could be what ends a magical season for the Lakes Rugby Club if they could score here. Veru is sitting deep in the pocket. I wonder if he can kick a field goal.
I think they'll look to run it up. I think when you got Raulini up there, we've got to get out here, Lakes.
Seru.
Goes to Basagotti.
Missed tackle there by Arana Tamana. Tamana steps out.
Goes to Raulini.
No one's in
what
there.
Can he do? What can Raulini do? What can Raulini do? The offloads
for the corner.
Oh, and they're taking it out. Terrigal won it.
Tony Fury calls time. Tony Fury calls time. That is it. That is it.
What a finish. So Terrigal take out the Premier 1 premiership for 2020 with a win, 31 points to 28 over the Lakes. What a finish. Macho Raulini offloads the ball.
Player gets taken over the sideline. Terrigal staying strong in their defensive pattern. And gee whiz, that was close, Burner. It was... look, you got to respect the Lakes, that decision. It's all or nothing. And and they really played for it. It nearly came off for them, and they didn't quite get there. And look, unlucky for them, but Terrigal would have win, 31 points to 28. Terrigal Trojans, the 2020 victors of the Premiership on the Central Coast Rugby Union. What a great finish, Burner. It really was.
Mate, that is... I'm almost speechless at that. You think about a grand final, they're the finishes that you want, exactly like that. And Lakes, you know, credit to Lakes. Lakes live and die by the sword, and they are an attacking team. And if they're at a point like that, you know, they could probably take the 3. Logan missed a similar shot from there before, and I don't mind the decision to rumble it up because they just got such attacking power, and you got, you know, probably the best attack in the comp against the best defense in the comp, and that's what it turned out to be. And it just happened in that one moment, which is what it come down to. Terrigal got the ascendancy, and they were able to take him out. You know, I wish that we could see it from over this side. We get a clear angle at everything, but you know, you're looking at a matter of inches there between Lakes winning a grand final and Terrigal winning a grand final. So outstanding rugby from both teams, absolutely incredible. Lakes are gutted. You can see Marshall's down there absolutely beside himself, the Lakes coach, and you know, the Lakes Club put their heart and soul and, you know, for many years to get to this point and have a shot at it for moments like that, and they just didn't come up trumps, and you know, upsetting for the Lakes, but also credit to Terrigal. I mean, this is years of dominance now, and they've, you know, got in grand finals today in thirds, seconds, the women's and first grade, and, you know, won 3 out of 4 of them. And, you know, absolute congratulations to Terrigal. Phenomenal with, you know, what they've achieved over the last few years.
Well, Burner, it's not real often that we say with the Lakes side that they could have done with 5 minutes more. But just just didn't quite get it there, as I say, and you've covered off on it. Yeah, live by the sword, die by the sword. You got nothing but respect for someone and a club that really want to play and how they play that way, and they acknowledge that. A big shout out to Tony Fury, who's done an outstanding job as a referee. I thought he had a pretty good game there today.
Yeah, he did. He was great.
Where he could let the game flow, he did, and a good job for him. So congratulations, Tony, on a great effort. Look, what an entertaining game. It was really tight. It was tight for the entire match. Burner, it's been a fitting finish to what's been quite an entertaining year of rugby. A shortened year, but I think an absolute brilliant year. So congratulations to the Terrigal Trojans Rugby Club. They have been the team to beat all season, and they finished minor premiers. They now finish major premiers, and they were the benchmark, and they continue to be the benchmark. So congratulations to the Terrigal Rugby Club. Congratulations to Michael Farrelly and all his coaching staff, and everyone involved in the Terrigal Trojans organisation. An absolutely outstanding effort, and premiers of the 2020 season of the Central Coast Rugby Union.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to the YouTube, to the live stream. We are B&B Unplugging Coast Rugby, so we run a podcast every week. If you haven't heard us before, please follow us on the socials. We'll have an episode where we'll recap and we'll give our awards out as well next week, and then we'll have a couple of specials over the break, and then we'll be back again to do it all next year. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously a bit of a different year with having to live stream finals and having to do all this sort of stuff, but it's been great, and it's great to see the rugby community really jump on board and support each other. And obviously we've got people internationally that are watching this sort of game, which we would have never had before. So outstanding stuff.
Yeah, a lot of love and support by the entire rugby community, which we are very much appreciative of. Thank you to everyone who's gotten involved and given shout-outs to us throughout the year. It's been an absolute pleasure. The rugby community on the Central Coast is a brilliant community. We look after each other during what has been a difficult year and what continues to be difficult times. And ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to look after each other, stay safe. It's been a pleasure. I've had an absolute ball. As Bernard said, we run our podcast, jump on the socials and give us a follow. We've got one more to go to close out the season. It's been a pleasure. I'm Barthy. Thank you very much for listening.
And I'll sign off as Burner. All right, let's listen to Larry with the presentation of the Premier One trophy.
Is the club championship. Could I get Scotty Moroney or someone from the committee of the Lakes Rugby Club to come forward to accept the club championship? I know you'd be very disappointed, Scotty, but to win the club championship for the first time in the club's history, well done, mate. Good luck, Marshall. We also give the Coaches Award for 2020, and that will go to the coaching staff of the Terrigal Rugby Club. So Michael Farrelly, Jonathan Bell, and club coach Al Gaffney is around. Where are those club coaches? Right here. Well done, boy. The Sid Noble Medal, which is our major player award for 2020. It's been on social media on Facebook over the last 3 weeks, but the winner of the Sid Noble Medal for 2020 is Sam Kenny from Terrigal. I'd like Tony Fury to come forward to accept the memento. What he tells me is his last grand final. Thanks, Tony. The player of the grand final, I think anyone kicks a drop goal to win the game deserves it. Adam Dankett, number 10. I'd like to call on the Lakes captain to come forward just to say a few words on behalf of his team.
Firstly, just congratulations to the Terrigal boys. Obviously, won 6 grand finals in a row. Is it 3 in 3 years? So, like, you know, no one can say you deserve it. So, well done, boys. Secondly, to Central Coast Rugby. You know, thanks for putting the season on. Obviously, so many other comps around us. The league, the Newcastle Rugby, got to Sydney comps folded. So, you guys put a comp on the team. That's so good. You know, it's a really great effort. So, thanks for that. To the North Lakes Club, not the players, the supporters that are here. You know, that's the other grades. You know, the girls team, the wives and partners of all the players that, you know, I just do this dumb shit all the time. Thanks to all you guys. And then lastly, you know, to my boys. It was a, you know, a great effort. We're so close there, you know, 1 missed tackle away from winning the comp. So, you know, we'll be back, boys. So, thanks everyone.
I'm sure the captain of the Terrigal team would like to come forward, Sam again, and say a few words and get the trophy.
Yeah, thanks Larry. First and foremost, thank you to Central Coast Rugby Union. Most districts don't have a comp, so for us to be out here today at this stadium with this crowd, with 4 absolute belts, 5 belter grand finals, we're pretty lucky. So pat on the back to Central Coast Rugby, well done. And then to North Lakes, that was like one of the hardest games I've ever played in, and you guys really brought it right to the death. Well done the club championship, awesome turnaround from the years gone by, so well done. And moving on to the partners, parents, wives, kids. Seriously, without you guys, we don't get to come out here and enjoy ourselves like this. So thank you so much for the sacrifices you make on behalf of us. So awesome work. Then to Terrigal Rugby Club. Fuck yeah. Let's enjoy this one, guys. Let's do it.
Thank you very much for the season. That concludes the 2020 season. Congratulations to the Terrigal Rugby Club.